Hey everybody, Bree here. I know it's been a while, and this is actually my third try at this video because my phone keeps doing updates and interrupting it. So anyway, let me do this one more time. I'm so sorry. It's been almost a month since my last update, and I am so sorry, you guys. I have been MIA, missing in action, right? I've been unmotivated to make videos. I've been depressed because of my birthday and some medical situation that I will get into. And I kind of just wanted to sit and watch Orphan Black and not do anything. So that's what I did. So I'm really sorry that I haven't been keeping up to date as much as I would like, or that you would like. And I'm really sorry I haven't been keeping up with all of you guys' videos either. I'm such a bad YouTuber and YouTuber friend. I'm hoping that I'm going to be getting back to this pretty quickly and then doing at least bi-weekly updates instead of monthly, because, ew, who wants to do that? Anyway, I hope you're all good. Let me get into this. Stats. Stats, you guys. Stats. It's all about the stats. So, I am 38 years old, and I had the VSG, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy, on May 30th of 2017 at Weight Wise Bariatric in Edmond, Oklahoma with Dr. Toby Broussard. My starting weight was 274. That was not by any means my highest weight. It was just what I was at when I decided to start looking into weight loss surgery. My weight the day of surgery was 244. I lost 30 pounds pre-op. And my weight last time I checked in with you guys was, checking my notes, 208. So today, this morning, I weighed in at a whopping 197. Wonderland. I love it. I love living in Wonderland. It's fantastic. So that means that I have lost 11 pounds this month since my last check-in. I lost 46 pounds since surgery almost 3 months ago. And I've lost a total of 76 pounds since my starting weight, which was in February of 2017. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. If you've been following me, you know I had like a little sort of mini goal set for myself to try to get to Wonderland by my birthday, which was August 3rd. That didn't happen. Did not happen, but what can you do? So I did hit Wonderland about a week after my birthday, and since then, I've just been bouncing back and forth between 197 and 198 for like 2 weeks now. I hesitate to call it a stall because I feel like it should probably be longer, and it does keep moving, and it moves like a little lower, and then it'll bounce back up, and then it moves a little lower than before, and then it bounces back up. So who knows? It's just probably my body being crazy. But yeah, I'm in Wonderland. That's fantastic. I'm super happy about it. I just want to keep going down. I did go and have my 3-month post-op checkup with my program. I didn't see my surgeon, but I talked to my nurse practitioner. She told me that my BMI dropped by 10 points. So I went from a 42 BMI to a 32 BMI, which still isn't perfect, obviously, but damn. She also told me that I've already lost 50% of my excess body weight, you guys. Isn't that insane? It hasn't even been a full 3 months yet. And I think I mentioned this last time, I'm not sure, but my diabetes is going into remission. I think I did say that, but I wasn't updated on the meds yet. So yeah, let me update you on my diabetes meds. Talk about NSV, you guys. Because my A1C dropped to the normal range less than 2 months after surgery, my primary care physician took me from 5 diabetes meds a day, or pills. I should say pills, not meds. There was 2 meds, 5 pills a day, down to 1. So I was taking a glipizide, which they did take me off of the day before surgery, and I haven't been back on it. So technically, she took me down from 4. I was taking 4 metformins a day, the max dosage that you can take of metformin, and I'm down to 1. Just 1 a day, and hopefully, you know, that'll be gone eventually too. So that's all fantastic. I'm super excited about that. NSV, you guys. NSV. Loving it. So that's good. That kind of lifted my spirits a little bit because of this other thing that's been going on. So, as you may know, I've been dealing with a burping issue, like belching constantly. And since the last time I checked in with you guys, it has increased by like tenfold. I got to the point where I would have moments where there were so many burps coming up so fast, one right after the other, that I couldn't even hardly catch my breath. Like, I was like, ooh. Excuse me. Sorry, that was gross. So it was like so bad that, I mean, I would have a sore, strained throat. Like, it would get really sore by about midday. And by the end of the day, I was losing my voice. Like, I'm kind of already scratchy right now, but that's not because of burping or anything. But, yeah, so at my appointment on Monday, Eclipse Day, I didn't see my surgeon, but I saw, when I was talking to my nurse practitioner, I was like, I am burping constantly. And she's like, oh yeah, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, because I've burped like 50 times just since you've been in the room this last 5 minutes. And I said, I need help with this. What's causing this? And she's like, I don't know why it's doing that. Like, I don't know. And so since my surgeon wasn't even in the office that day, she went and asked the other surgeon who is the founder of that clinic. And he basically didn't really have an answer either and just said, oh, it usually goes away by 6 months. And this is what they're telling me. And I'm like, 6 months? I'm not even fully 3 months out yet. You want me to just sit here and burp and be miserable for another 3 months? Like, you don't even want to try to help me or solve my problem in any way? Like, come on. Really? Really? So, I was just like, whatever. I am done with you. So then next I had an appointment with my nutritionist that they have on staff there, and I love her. She's so great. Excuse me. So basically I talked to her, and she was a lot more sympathetic, and she's like, oh girl, how are you even surviving? And I'm like, I don't even know. And so basically she was thinking that it was reflux. My primary care physician was thinking that it's reflux, and she took me on. I was originally on generic Protonics, which is like an acid medicine that they started me on right after surgery. That wasn't working, so she put me on a prescription Prevacid. I took that for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and that wasn't working, so she put me on prescription Nexium. So I'm now on my 3rd stomach medicine, and the nurse practitioner on Monday said, I don't think it's reflux. It'll just go away. So my nutritionist thought it was reflux, and she's like, okay, well, let's try changing some things in your diet. So basically, she told me to avoid acidic foods, which I'm like, I don't really eat acidic foods anyway. There's like 1 or 2 tomato-based things that I eat sometimes. And she told me to stop drinking or consuming anything with citric acid in it, which basically I live off of Powerade Zero. And what's the second ingredient besides water in Powerade Zero? It's citric acid. So I can't drink Powerade Zero right now. And she told me to get some of this concentrate electrolyte from Amazon called Light Show, Lyteshow, and I just put like a half a teaspoon into my cup of water and just drink that. That stuff is nasty. Like, ew. It tastes like dirty salt water. And she told me if I wanted some flavor, just squeeze a little lemon in it. And I'm like, girl, no. But she's like, let's try this for a week, and then I'll call you and see how it's going. And then we'll go from there. She also told me to, because I started randomly, only at night, throwing up my multivitamin, just out of the blue. I've never had a single problem with any of my vitamins, even though some of them do taste bad. But I've never thrown up in almost 3 months. I've never thrown up until last weekend. And all of a sudden it was just like, nope, rejected. And then it happened again, what was that? Tuesday night? Rejected. So I told her this, and she basically said she wants me to try to get she thinks my stomach is angry. So she wants me to alternate hot drinks with room temperature drinks and no cold drinks. No cold drinks, because apparently cold makes your stomach constrict. And warm and hot makes it relax. So I have to alternate a hot drink, 10 ounces of a hot drink, followed by 24 ounces of a room temperature drink, followed by 10 more ounces until I reach my goal, which is ridiculously high of 96. I haven't been getting all my water in since I've been doing this. It's really hard. So that was the plan when I left their office on Monday. I started this whole thing on Tuesday. I gave up my Powerade. I started drinking my hot tea in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening. And Wednesday afternoon, about an hour or so after I ate lunch, and it was almost time for me to start drinking again because I have to wait an hour. I had been having like some intestinal gas pain, like, I needed to toot. But it wasn't anything too big of a deal. And I was sitting at my desk, and I just barely leaned forward a little to look at my screen closer. And all of a sudden, there was this horrendous, horrible, awful pain that shot up. It felt like it shot up from my intestines into my tiny tummy, and it felt like my tiny tummy was ripping open. Like, it was so painful that I immediately just like doubled over at my desk and started sobbing with pain. It was ridiculous. And I was just like sitting there crying, and this lasted for about 10 minutes, this horrible pain. And I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I suddenly couldn't burp, and I could just feel all of this air just building in my entire abdomen, and that sharp pain in my stomach, like it was ripping open for almost 10 minutes. And then I finally, I thought I was going to throw up because it hurt so bad. So I ran to the bathroom, but I didn't throw up. I was just standing there crying and sobbing in pain. And then I went back out to my desk and sat there for 5 more minutes, just leaned back in my chair, slouched down in my chair, and that let me start burping again and getting the air out. And I had been burping up a storm that day, non-stop huge burps all day long. So after it dissipated and I knew I wasn't really dying, I emailed my patient advocate at the clinic, and I said, what do I do? What's happening? What's going on with this? And she sent it to my surgeon, and he said, you need to come in. And I was like, oh, good. Somebody's finally going to help me. Finally. So I go in after work. I thought about leaving early, but basically the attack was over, and I was really exhausted from the crying and stuff, but I just decided to work the last couple of hours that I had left. And then I went up there after work, and basically the surgeon, they put me in a room, The surgeon came in, said, "Do you know why you're burping so much?" And I said, "No, I really don't." He's like, "You have no clue." And I'm like, "I honestly have no idea. I haven't done anything to cause this that I know of. Like, I've been following your rules." And he said, "It's because you're swallowing air, sweetie." He called me Sweet Pea, actually. Now, I know I just made him sound kind of condescending, but he really wasn't. He was trying to be nice about it, but basically he was like, "You're just swallowing air. Every time you talk, every time you take a drink, every time you swallow food, every time you swallow your spit, you're swallowing air. Air only comes into your digestive system in two ways, from the bacteria in your colon and from swallowing air into your stomach." And I'm like, "But what?" And he's like, "Stop swallowing air. You got to practice." And I'm just like, "Okay, any tips?" No, he didn't have any tips. He just said, "Try not to do it." So then that I felt so frustrated because I've been dealing with this for what feels like an eternity now, that I'm like, "That's all you have to say? Like, I don't think I'm swallowing that much air. It has to be something else." And he's like, "It's the air." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm glad I wasted my time coming up here to see you." And then I sat and talked with my nutritionist again because she saw me out in the lobby, like, waiting, and she's like, "Come see me afterwards." So I sat down with her and I was like, "Hey." And then I started crying, and I was just crying because I was like really emotional because I'm like, I just want someone to help me. And she was like, "Okay, well, just keep doing what we told you. And, have you tried using a straw?" And I was like, "Well, I was using a straw, but then I stopped because I felt like maybe it was making the burping worse. So I haven't been using it." And she's like, "Okay, that's fine." And she's like, "I'm sorry, we're going to try and figure this out." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go home after sitting in rush hour traffic for 45 minutes to get home. I was so annoyed. And I was so emo. I was crying. I was whining. My boyfriend was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" But I got home and I Googled. Google is the answer to everything, I swear. Sorry, I'm so shaky. So I Googled it. How do I not swallow air? How? Tell me how, Google, because I don't know. And I found some posts on like Bariatric Pal forums and Obesity Help forums. And a lot of people say the straw thing is dumb. It makes more sense that you get less air with the straw. Also, they said try exhaling before you take a drink to get all your air out so you're not keep trapping air in there to go down. So the other thing that apparently, here's my finger. The other thing apparently is that if you breathe through your mouth, then you're going to get more air trapped. So people recommend trying to breathe through your nose more. So today, this all happened yesterday, as of this recording. So today I was like, okay, I'm going to try these things. I got my straw out from my Bubba. I am still following. I'm not drinking my citric acid. I'm drinking my light show, which is disgusting. I'm still alternating my hot and room temperature drinks. But I started practicing exhaling before I take a drink. I started using a straw again. I tried keeping my mouth closed really tightly when I was chewing my food, and I tried to make sure I was breathing through my nose as much as possible. And for most of the day, my burping was non-existent. And I'm like, that doctor was right. How dare he be right? I was so annoyed with myself that he was right after I was so frustrated that I was like, just fix me. And he's like, just stop swallowing air. So what I have noticed is that when I am talking a lot, as you may have noticed during this video, it's a little more pronounced. Like I get a little bit more air, and apparently I swallow it, which is causing more burping. And at dinner, I ate kind of fast. I don't know. I just did. And when you eat fast, you swallow more air. So I ate a little too fast, and I was burping right after dinner a lot. And when I was talking to my boyfriend while we were making dinner, it was coming up a little more. And now it's starting to come up a little more. But other than those specific times, it's almost gone, you guys, and it's ridiculous. So, if you're pre-op, practice your eating slow. Practice exhaling before you take a drink. Practice breathing through your nose. Practice chewing with your mouth tightly closed, because don't talk with your mouth full obviously is like a thing we're all taught as children. But I realized today that I chew with my mouth open a lot. Like, especially when I'm alone, like eating lunch in my car like I do every day. Look at that, you guys. That's like a big indent. So, yeah, I'm like, why am I chewing with my mouth open so much? It's gross anyway, but it's making things worse. So, yeah, I'm hoping this means that it's mostly resolved. Like, I can deal with a little post-meal burping for, 30 minutes or an hour, but it's like such a relief to my throat isn't sore. I'm not really losing my voice like I usually am. Like, it feels a little strained just because I've had to redo this video 3 times probably. But yeah, so that's it. I'm hoping it's fixed, and I'm hoping it doesn't come back. And yeah, so I'm hoping, if I'm feeling like it, you guys, that I will have another update for you sometime next week. Sorry for the long delay and the terrible kinship I'm giving or not giving. And I hope you're all doing so well. If you want to keep up with me more, I post a lot more on Instagram at free_the_Bree. And I post, stuff going on in my life. I post selfies. I post things like when I hit Wonderland, I posted the obligatory scale photo showing 198. That was fun. So yeah, follow me there. And I hope you're all doing great, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!